What's up, Wikimaniacs? I got left out this weekend, and you're going to hear about it. Reddit on Wiki starts now.
Get therapy.
I don't know how to read.
Get therapy.
What's going on, Wikimaniacs? Welcome back to another Friday Am I the Asshole episode. I'm your host, Josh. Joined with me, the two best friends to each other that anyone could have, John and Sean. What's going on?
The brownies are solidarity, man. Come on now.
Yeah. You guys hung out this weekend. Do you want to talk about it?
It was so fun.
Our throats are. We were just using
we're
our throats nonstop.
all day
Could
long,
not
all
stop
weekend.
screaming.
Both of our, the top of our lungs.
Okay. I think Sean was implying something different, but
Oh no!
Oh no, from the enjoyment. We're
From the
using our
pleasure.
throats from the pleasure of
Okay.
everything that we did together.
Yeah.
We're stuffing meat in each other's mouths. Like, geez, it was
that part
great.
is true. Yeah.
That-
you're
It
right.
is true, technically.
I don't know if that part was true. I don't remember that. Not each other's mouths.
You gotta sell it, buddy.
What'd you guys do this weekend? What'd you guys get together for?
Sean's the better storyteller. Let's hear our boy here.
I feel like that's cap, but we met up for a wrestling show. As you could tell by my voice, I wasn't lying about screaming. It was a good time. Met up John. We ate a lot of good food. Watched a really good wrestling show. Ate more good food.
Yeah.
And then I had to go back home.
Ooh, can you tell the story about how Josh, someone recognized us in public?
Yes, you guys teased this to me. I haven't
Yes.
heard the story.
Yes. Yeah. So I got to the lunch spot. Shout out. I'll give them a shout out. Yeah, Mr.
Mr. Owen.
01. I didn't know if it was 01 or 01, but shout out Mr. 01 Pizza in Dallas.
Damn.
I will say I sat there for a full 5 minutes and nobody said anything. But as soon as John sat down, somebody was like, "Hey, shout out Valentina."
Shout out Valentina.
Valentina, our waitress, was like, "I'm so sorry, but do you have a podcast?" And John was like, "Yes, we have one." And he included me, which is very gracious because, again, I was there for 5 to 10 minutes, not a fucking peep.
That would have been
No
so
one
funny.
gave a
So
shit.
funny if John just big leagued you. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I
actually.
do.
Yeah, I do. I wanted to say, yeah, just him, but he was so quick with the, yeah, we do.
We're a
yeah.
team, buddy. All right.
Yeah, but it is much funnier if I got my jacket first.
The crazy thing is, Valentina didn't recognize
She
us by our
doesn't watch
faces.
the podcast.
Oh, just by voice.
So John was talking to us and my two friends. I came with Ray, who's done our gaming streams with us,
Yeah.
and then Ryan from Shots and Thoughts. And yeah, we were all talking. John was talking, and then she was like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I don't watch the pod." Like, and then she was like, "Do you have a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, we do." And then she was like, "I don't even like watch. So like, I just heard your voice, and
Damn.
I maybe thought
That's a
there was a
first.
chance."
That is it. That's
So-
crazy.
Yeah, from voice alone, John got it.
It's crazy because John probably goes out to Dallas, like in Dallas a lot, and to get recognized with you. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems, it's a crazy coincidence.
Well, John stays home notoriously.
Yeah, but
I
him
do.
And Julia go out to restaurants.
We go
a lot.
They go
out
out to restaurants.
quite a bit, yeah.
True, that's true.
Yeah.
They've been to that restaurant
Mhm.
before as well.
And just now,
So-
yeah. So that's sick. So, shout out
Yeah.
Valentina.
Shout out Valentina.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then another, John wanted to bring this up is, we had our fits on. I was looking good at the pay-per-view. I'm not going to lie. I'm styling.
Handsome.
I had the AEW belt buckle on. I had my Hangman Adam Page shirt, my Hangman Adam Page bandana, my all-in belt buckle, my cowboy boots. And then the social media guy, I think, shout out Ray again, was like, this guy is like watching us because we were like waiting in line for merch.
Mm.
And when we got out of the merch line, he came up and he was like, "Oh, I'm with like AEW social team. Like, can we interview you guys real quick?" And we're
Oh.
like, "Yeah, sure." Like
Absolutely.
all of us. So he's like, "All right, what matches are you most excited for?" And then we're talking. John gives a very media trained,
media
like,
trained person over here.
You gotta
Yeah.
no, you gotta say something crazy to get on.
Listen.
We'll get there.
Listen to this.
Okay.
Listen to this, Josh.
He gives the media trained answer. "Oh man, I can't wait for all of them. It's going to be such a great show." And then he asked me, who again, I'm wearing a Hangman Adam Page bandana, a Hangman Adam Page shirt.
Yep.
And he is his gimmick is a cowboy. I'm wearing cowboy boots. And then he looked at me and he goes, what kind of feeling are you going to feel if, like, by chance, Hangman Adam Page wins the match? And then John Media Train tries to, I forget what you said, happy, joyous.
I said happy tears or tears of joy is what I said.
Yeah, tears of joy. And then I cut him off immediately. I said orgasmic.
And you should have seen the look on a guy's face. He was like, thank you. And then just walked
He
out.
said, all right, that'll be it. Thank you. And then he walked
I was
away.
like, God damn it, Sean.
I might come, actually.
Yeah. I honestly should have said that. Yeah, sex is cool, but have you ever witnessed Hangman Adam Page winning the world title in front of your eyes?
I'm excited to see you in the next promo for
That's what I'm saying.
I sure hope so.
Look, because he's saying social media. So obviously this was probably never going to be on TV.
No.
This will probably be thrown on social. So I'm like, as far as I know, you can say orgasmic on social media.
Yeah.
No one's going to stop me. So
And we're like, dude, our section was super wild. I mean, we were screaming the whole time. There was a few times where like there was just a cameraman just like blasted in me and Sean's face.
Hell
So
yeah.
I'm hoping if Sean rewatches it that we actually make it on the actual screening.
Yeah.
look at Maniacs. If you watched the pay-per-view, let us know if we got on. It was during the Young Bucks versus Swerve and Osprey match. Cameraman very close to us, but it was our whole section. I have no idea if we're on there at all.
We were
And
very animated the whole time.
I can't imagine.
John, as soon as he saw the camera, was ready. He said,
I was like, I took a peek. I was like, it's my time to shine, baby. Let's
he
do
goes,
it.
I think we might be on TV. And then he's,
He threw the media training out the window.
I'm
at
just
that point.
like, I know what to do now. Act the fool.
I'm gonna act like I'm having an orgasm.
I feel like I might be having it during that match. To be honest.
I only talk about it. John has them. It's,
They stitch your promos together.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, boys. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. It was funny. Sean, I guess one of the next big WWE things is September 20th in Toronto.
AEW.
AEW, sorry.
Not an ad, not a sponsor,
No.
but
I wish, please.
oh my God. I'll say orgasmic and all your shit if that's what you want.
And so
I'll do it on spot. I'll do it on camera, to be honest, at this point.
And so Sean was like, hey, Josh, what are you doing this weekend? I was like, well, that's my first wedding anniversary, so I probably can't make it to that one. I
I was
apologize.
like, never mind. Don't worry about it.
But we will have to do a hangout sometime soon. because
Absolutely, man.
I mean,
was-
legally bound to.
I was getting major FOMO just looking at the Instagram.
We might post that shirtless or not that pic, but that pic.
I know what you're saying.
Maybe on a paywall, or like a one of the upper tier lives, maybe.
Okay.
Only if Josh is comfortable.
I know.
I mean, it's
of
on my
course.
Instagram. It doesn't matter.
That's true. But you're private, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, he is. So.
But I pretty much let anyone follow me. So
Oh no, I've stopped the floodgates. If you're an early investor, you got in. Everybody else, sorry about it.
Who ruined that, Sean?
Well, to be honest, I went private before Fred ruined my life. So we can't blame Fred on that. It was too many. Once I hit 1,000, I was like, all right, that's enough.
all right, boys. Well, this was a Monday intro. I love it.
Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Big Monday energy.
All good. Let's hop into the first story we got here. We got some interesting titles today,
Ooh.
I would say. And they're kind of wild stories. So I'm interested to get your takes on some of these. First one was cross-posted on our subreddit by Malikena, and they actually wrote something to go along with this cross-post. They said, hi to my favorite podcast host from a fellow brownie, and then the Philippines. I've listened to all the episodes on my way to and from work after getting hooked onto an episode a few months ago. I mentally refer to you all as Koyas?
Kuya?
Kuyas?
Yeah. You got it,
yeah.
Josh.
Yes, that includes you, Josh. Wow.
Whoa.
So thank
He's
you.
honorary. He's a brownie by heart.
He's gotten lessons before,
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. By Sean, famously.
and I know
Great
it's a
teacher.
goblin.
Great teacher.
And I will say, I probably know just as much.
Honestly, I taught you everything I know, brother.
Which is barely a word.
Oh, well, relax. It's implied.
So the title of this one is, Am I the Asshole for Letting My Sister Go Thirsty Through an Entire Meal?
I mean, if that drink is Dasani, then yeah, don't fucking subject your sister to that terrible water.
John had to drink smart water at the pay-per-view and he was fucking
I was dying.
You livid.
I was.
All right. So my sister does this thing where she'll just say something she wants with the expectation that someone will do it for her. For example, if she wants the AC turned on, instead of asking someone to turn it on for her, she'll just keep repeating things like, oh, isn't it super warm in here? Or does anyone else feel really hot? Or I heard that today is super hot day. And then if someone asks her if she wants the AC turned on, she'll reply with, no, I'm good. But if you're hot, then you should turn it on. Anyway, last weekend it was my birthday, so my family and I went out to celebrate. During the meal, she kept making comments implying that she wanted another cocktail, but she wouldn't order it. The waitress came by and asked everyone if we needed anything, but she didn't order a drink even when the rest of us did.
Oh.
I could tell she was getting agitated at that point, but it was my birthday, so I just ignored her. When we all got home, she got really snippy and said it was super rude that we had all got our own drinks and didn't order one for her. My brother and I...
What?
How old is the sister, Josh?
Doesn't say, but
Doesn't
I mean,
say?
old enough to get a cocktail.
Old enough to drink, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
What the fuck?
My brother and I brought up that she said no when the waitress asked, but she said that wasn't the issue. In her opinion, we should have known to order her a drink too because everyone else got one, and the fact that we let her go thirsty was inconsiderate, and that in the future we ought to order her a drink too. She also said that she was only saying no to the waitress because her family should have taken care of her. Her words, not mine. The three of us have been kind of arguing back and forth about it, and I'm just tired of fighting, so I wanted to get some opinions on whether or not we should have ordered her a drink as well. So am I the asshole?
Hell no. If I was OP in a situation, I'd tell that sister, you ought to kiss my ass. The fuck? I'm not no mind reader. Or you're capable. Like what you guys said, this person's old enough to order alcohol. All this passive aggressive, like, oh, why don't you just order me? Like, you should think of me. You got a mouth? Use it.
Yeah. And then the waitress is specifically asking if you want something, and everyone else is getting a drink. It's not like it's a faux pas where you're the
Seriously?
only one
Yeah,
getting one.
I'm confused because everyone ordered their own drink by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Nobody ordered drinks for other people.
Yes.
So it's just like when the story was going, I was like, all right, I could see if like they wanted to order a cocktail but didn't want to get one unless at least one other person drinks. But literally everybody was drinking.
Everybody ordered. Yeah.
So and everybody ordered. So it's like, I don't know what the reasoning is for that. It's I don't know.
Yeah, it's very
This
peculiar.
has to be the youngest siblings.
What it sounds like for
Sounds
sure.
Sure it
like
has to
the
be.
golden child of the family, maybe.
Yeah.
As the youngest sibling myself, this sounds like a youngest sibling.
Is this some shit that you've done in the past, Sean?
No, I'm never
No.
that passive.
He's not that bad.
If I get a drink, I order a drink, brother.
Yeah, it's just crazy to expect, especially on like OP's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
if it was her birthday, maybe that's a little different slightly, but even still, you just got to
But
stay.
even then,
you gotta
everyone
want
orders.
one.
Excuse, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone orders their own drink. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
exactly.
If somebody was like, "No, thank you," to getting their own drink, I'd be like, "All right, cool. They're just not drinking."
Yeah.
Are they just a lazy
What am I gonna
person?
Yeah,
or
what the fuck
do they
you-
just expect everyone to cater to them? Like, what's going? Is there like any deep seated like issue with this person? Like, what is going on?
Well, I mean, clearly.
I can understand like the AC thing. Like if it's not your house,
Sure.
yeah, I don't want to be the one to be like, "Hey, can you lower the temperature of your house?" I'm not paying your bill. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to ask that. But also maybe I wouldn't be saying passive aggressive statements for like the entire time until it does happen either.
Yeah.
So that is the thing too. I would maybe make one comment. Actually, probably not. I probably would just sit there and be hot.
sit in the heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I, at most, I'd be like, hey, it's a little hot. Would you mind cracking open a window or something like that? Like,
That's fine. Yeah, at least you're opening your mouth and like
Yeah.
saying what you feel.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
that person can be like, oh, if you're hot, I can turn the AC.
Yeah.
Is it down or up? Up, down?
Technically
never
down.
know.
Yeah, it is technically down.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, it is down because
Yeah.
you're lower temperature. Yeah.
It's going lower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
yeah.
You're
Okay.
turning the temperature down, but are you turning the AC
Technically,
higher?
you're turning the AC up because it's
Like it needs more
Working for
power
it?
to
Yeah.
get to the lower temperature.
Like it's
Yeah.
turning on. So it's,
yeah.
Oh.
The
These are the
mental
type of
gymnastics
psychological
of this
debates you
freaking
can get.
sister and the mental gymnastics of trying to figure out which is the right thing is crazy work right now.
That's the clip where people clip it out and they're just like, men shouldn't have podcasts.
Men should not have podcasts.
And you know what? For the most part, we agree.
They're right. They're right. Reddit deemed not the asshole. And Princess Eloine said, not the asshole. It would actually be considered rude to order someone another cocktail after they specifically told the waitress no.
Yeah.
If I say I'm not drinking anymore, but someone orders me another drink anyway, I would be annoyed that they decided they knew better about my alcohol consumption than I did. And that's something, I mean, we kind of touched on, but it's just like, yeah, especially with alcohol, it's like, it'd be pretty rude to just be pushing drinks on someone if they didn't want it. So,
yeah.
Crazy. All right. Moving on to the next story here, posted by Possible Ice 4460. Title is, am I the asshole for telling my mom and her husband I don't give a shit if their kid dies? Yeah.
I mean, this username checks their possible ice.
What the fuck?
I told you the titles are crazy on this episode.
I mean, unless they're saying that in a video game setting where they're playing like Fable or some shit.
Which we say all the time.
All the time. But this is what? I'm going asshole.
Speaking of which, you can get our In a Video Game merch right on wikishop.com.
Whoa.
Go check it out. All right. Let's hop into this one. So my mom and dad got divorced when I was 5. It was good because they are terrible together. All I remember from back then is them fighting constantly. My mom got primary custody of me and my dad got me on weekends and some holidays. It was better for a couple of years until my mom met Dale. He isn't a bad person. He just wasn't interested in being a stepdad, which is crazy to get with someone who has a child then.
Yeah.
They got married when I was 9. Then they needed to move for Dale's job. My mom left me with my dad and said she would be back for me when they got settled, and my dad and grandma agreed to take me on full time until then. They apparently still have settling to do because I turned 17 in May. So this is like 8 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she hasn't come back for me yet. She did, however, have a kid with Dale, and I've never met him. My half-brother is sick and needs something from me. My mom and father aren't a match, but I might be. My mom contacted me to ask me to get tested to see if I'm a match, and my dad said it was up to me. I said, no, I have an athletic scholarship in college in the fall. If I do donate, I won't be able to participate in the sport I was recruited to play for, which will mean my scholarship goes away. My mom begged, and I thought about it. I know I have no shot at being a professional athlete. I'm good, not great. Like I can play Div 1 sports, but I won't get paid to play. So I came up with a compromise I thought would be a good offer. I said I would get tested, and if I was matched, I would donate if my mom and Dale agreed to pay for my college tuition for my degree. I thought it was a win-win. If I donate, the kid has a chance to live, I can concentrate on school instead of sports, and my dad gets a break after all the years of doing everything. They said no, that I should do it with no conditions. I said fuck no then, and they accused me of being heartless. I said that just because they don't give a shit about me and my future doesn't mean I don't. She said my brother will die without me, and here is where I might be the asshole. I literally said that it makes no difference to me if her kid is lived or died, that I didn't give a shit. My dad is staying out of it, and my grandma is in my corner. In fact, all of my dad's family says it's my decision. My mom's family thinks I'm being an asshole for what I said. I've been blocking them all as well, so am I the asshole?
Yeah, I mean, everyone sucks if we're being quiet. I mean, besides your dad. Your dad is a fucking goat. Look, I think you could have just been like, here's my offer, take it or leave it. And then they call you heartless, and then you just be like,
cool,
ghost. Like you don't need to escalate the thing. Yeah, I know it is annoying to you, but at this point, I mean, it is an annoying thing. They clearly don't care about what happens to you in your future, or like really cared about you at all until they needed something from you. So I get being upset. I mean, it's added insult that this is like your biological parent and they don't really give a shit. So I could understand where on the inside, you really don't give a shit if this kid lives or dies. I think you don't say that though. I think you keep that to yourself maybe.
So I think my only argument would be that parents, like the mom also seemingly doesn't care. because she's not willing to even try to
Yeah.
negotiate. So
No,
it's
that's what I like. If that was the thing, and they were like, no, you should do it at no thing, and you that's when you should just be like, all right, well, like it's not really on me because I gave you the option,
right.
and you said you don't want to do that. So really, it's on you. I
Yeah.
mean, which is also
It's the
kind of
same-
mean
same
to say,
thing.
but the truth. But that's not saying I don't give a shit. But that's saying,
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. I have a hard time blaming OP because it's just like your mom has neglected you
The whole time, basically.
for 8+ years now at this
Yeah.
point, and is
Yeah.
clearly not caring about your future or your life, and is focused on her golden child. And it's just like, I've never met that fucking kid. I don't care about that kid. I care about my future, which is basically what OP said.
yeah.
And is it
I
harsh?
just think it's fucked up, really, to be honest. Like I think you can think that, but I think the kid didn't fuck you up. The kid did nothing wrong. So it's crazy to be like, yeah, I don't care if that kid fucking dies. You know what I mean?
I
like,
mean, yeah, it's extreme.
If
to
it was
say
the
but-
mom and the mom was like, I need your blood to survive.
Then
I'd be
I
like,
would have been like, yeah,
"Nah,
you
I don't
can
give
die."
a fuck if you die. What you did to me. This fucking little kid is just dying. I don't know.
Sure.
He's not the one that was like, yeah, I hope you fucking don't give my half sister nothing. Fuck her. He's
Did
just living.
Did
Sure.
they say
And
what
now
was
dying.
what was being donated? Was it just blood or probably
They-
some sort of an organ?
Probably
right?
like bone
Yeah.
marrow or
they,
something.
they don't go into super detail about that. But yeah, I will say it's just like I understand where OP is coming from, and
Same.
the
For
hate.
sure. I get it. I don't think you say that though.
No, and I don't think she means literally the kid itself. She just means like to her mom. She's trying to tell her off. I don't know. I'm torn here where it's just like, yeah, I get it. It's harsh. I still don't think OP is the asshole in my opinion. Does that make sense? It's a confusing one. It's a confusing one.
I'm like picking and choosing on like both of like the things that you guys are saying. I'm with Sean here. That's like sometimes you don't say the quiet part out loud, type of situation. Well, because like what Sean is saying, yes, it is unfortunate that the kid is going through that, and it's not their fault that they're sick. They need all that stuff. Like the kid had nothing to do with the family dynamic. But also to Josh's point, I agree. OP went through shit. And it seems like this family does not give a single damn about OP whatsoever. So I'm there. But I think like had the situation been kind of like what Sean was saying, that if it was the mom or like the parent to just be like, I need you, I think that loud part would have been totally justified.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. Because I do agree. The kid didn't do anything. He doesn't deserve,
Mhm.
to be treated like this. But
Unless that kid's an asshole.
well, I
And,
mean,
like,
we don't know that.
Yeah, we have no idea based on what we have.
But like it's not his fault.
For sure.
But I think the jab was in response to the neglect and like the years of neglect and the clear not giving a shit about OP's future. And it's just like, okay, well, now you want something from me. Now you want to talk. It's like, okay, here's like, I'm willing to play ball, but here's like,
A compromise was
here's a
was
compromise
there.
because
Right,
I won't be
right.
able to play ball after this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I get it. I get it was harsh words. I cannot call OP an asshole in my opinion. And that's,
if I
and
was
if you
to
can,
call-
I understand.
If I was to call OP an asshole in this situation, it would be a justifiable one.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see that.
And the asshole percentage is much lower on OP's part than
For sure.
Yeah.
the mom, for sure. I'm just saying, you're not asshole free from me, buddy.
Okay. And that's fair, I think.
Yeah.
Reddit is a vengeful place and said not the asshole.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Uh,
that's not surprising.
Yeah. Commenter said they think he will die without your donation, but they're not willing to pay the full price of tuition.
Yeah.
You just found out what his life is worth to them. Nothing. Not the asshole. Another commenter responded and said, in addition to this comment, I also just want to point out that you are a human with a life and a future. You're more than just a collection of spare parts for your mom's other kids, or for anyone for that matter. Pressuring someone your age into what I'm guessing is a possible organ donation is just wrong. It's your body, your choice. So
sure.
people are more focused on, like, less focused on the words necessarily, which is what you're hung up on, Sean, which is
Well,
fair.
I'm just answering the question.
No, I know. I'm not.
Am I the asshole for telling some kid he should fucking die? I'm gonna say yeah, I think.
Well, she didn't tell it to the kid. She said it. I don't care to the mom.
If we're taking everything in context, yeah, you're the least of the assholes here.
Yeah. Well, it goes dad, and then
dad, yeah,
and grandma.
0%.
I was gonna ask this question for more knowledgeable Wikimaniacs. For organ donations like that, I don't know what it's like. I'm assuming this is like an American hospital system because
Probably.
American system is completely flawed. But would you have to pay to be like on a list for like organ donations? I'm pretty sure that's gonna be super expensive, right?
You do get put on a list, I believe.
But I don't know if you have to pay to be on the list.
I mean, you pay for everything else, like insurance-wise.
I think you can pay more to get like escalated,
expedited.
Expedited. Yeah. That's what we're
Oh,
up
really?
the
I don't
list,
know
I
shit.
imagine.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like knowing the shitty, infrastructure of like the American hospital system. I feel like the cost to go to college will probably be generally the same as how much they would pay
Probably.
post insurance.
And then both your kids get to have a life. You know what I mean?
Get to have both. Like one's gonna have a future still,
Yeah.
and one is gonna be able to hopefully live a normal life moving forward. So
I don't think OP's ask was that crazy.
it's really not.
I think it was
and
super-
No, not at all.
No.
And I mean, like, I feel like at that point too, like OP is like hella owed, bro, for being fucking abandoned for so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Google says no on paying to get higher on the list.
But
Is that
like
Google
to
AI?
get organ donation, you would have to pay. Or
I'm sure it's probably like there's not a legal way, quote unquote, but there's probably a way.
for sure.
That would be my guess with everything. Anyway, curious to know what everyone's thoughts in the comments down below are. And before anyone flames Sean, he's not calling her just an asshole. I think it's like it's probably like
I
a
said everyone
95.
sucks.
Everyone
5.
sucks, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And fucking flame me. I don't give a shit.
he doesn't read the comments.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just spell my name wrong whenever you fucking shit talk.
The perm is gonna absorb all the hate, and it's just gonna grow to something more beautiful.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's his
I'm
power.
excited for
That
that.
would be sick.
It'd be like Super Saiyan Sean.
His hair's just standing up and
Blonde.
30 episodes later.
yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next one here. Posted by Lemonade Days. Title for this one is a best of Redditor updates as well.
Ooh.
Title for this one is, am I the asshole if I report the couples therapist that married my ex-boyfriend a year after our sessions with her ended?
What
Ain't
in
that-
the Ted Lasso is this?
Yeah,
I was
we don't
gonna
talk
say-
about that enough. That was fucked up.
Ain't that a freaking
That-
conflict of interest?
That dude is the villain of the show. That guy
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
So what are you guys' takes on this?
I mean, no, it sounds
Yeah.
like something that can get their license revoked if they get reported, which they should.
And they deserve to have it.
And
Yeah.
they deserve that, yeah.
I'm curious to hear, because we have tons of therapists in our community. I'm curious to hear their takes on this one. So in 2017, I, 25 female, saw a couples therapist with my then boyfriend, 36 male.
Ew.
Yep.
You lucked out.
True.
Plot twist, the therapist is 62.
Whoa.
I don't know if they know the therapist's age, but after 3 sessions with her, I refused to return due to her blatant flirtatious behavior and
That's crazy.
extremely judgmental attitude towards me, which my ex-boyfriend called me delusional for pointing out. She had told me that I seemed too immature, not ready for therapy or a serious relationship. The whole thing was focused on my ex-boyfriend and his complaints about me. She never asked about my feelings or perspective in the relationship, which is crazy to look at a 36-year-old and a 25-year-old and be like, yeah, let's bully this 25-year-old.
Yeah.
We broke up about 2 months after the session, but I stayed living with my ex-boyfriend until November. Once after I moved out, I had returned to our old apartment to get mail. This was in December. And that was the first time I saw the therapist with my ex. They happened to be getting ready to go out on his motorcycle and were both wearing full-face motorcycle helmets. But I knew from her body type and hair that it was her, along with my instinct, which suspected something was going on the whole time. But nevertheless, I moved on with my life. I just found out yesterday my ex got married due to a friend telling me about the photo he posted on Facebook. The photo was of him and my ex-therapist celebrating their 1-year wedding anniversary. I found her Facebook with the name change, and sure enough, they got married September 2018.
When
Less than a year later. This was less than a year after the breakup with my ex and barely over a year after our sessions with her ended. I'm considering filing a complaint with the American Counseling Association. My friends and mental health counselors I know say I have enough evidence. I'm not upset that my ex moved on, so have I. I thank the universe every day that I'm no longer with that narcissist. However, I feel deeply disturbed to find out he married our therapist, especially remembering all the harmful stuff she said to me in the session, which, to be honest, really messed with my head. I fear coming off as a bitter ex. Would I be the asshole?
no,
Definitely
is-
not.
this sounds very unethical. Yeah, this is very Ted Lasso
Yeah.
like situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
I mean,
Yeah.
look how fucked up Ted Lasso was.
God, yeah. You go to like a therapist, especially like in that type of scenario. You go there like super vulnerable, and you're seeking a professional help that uncovers a lot of your insecurities, a lot of the stuff, past trauma, or like past things that you're currently going through as well. And in a way, they're in a position of power because you're bearing your all to them. And for them to weaponize what they know, because I mean, they're trained for a reason, right? Because they know how the mind works. And for them to just sneak in and start a relationship when all the past sessions you've had with them, clearly it kind of fucked you up. This is very unethical. And I think it deserves to at least have an investigation so this therapist doesn't ruin anyone else in the future if they're still practicing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you have to do it just because it's dangerous. Like what John said, it's dangerous to any future clients too. Because even if they didn't, marry your ex, they still said some pretty harmful things and like we're not doing their job in general of asking both of y'all how. I mean, again, I haven't been to couples therapy, but I imagine it's pretty important to get both sides of a story and not just fucking roast one of the participants. So
Yeah.
even without them marrying, they were doing a pretty bad job at their job. So I think for sure you should complain. You should bring that up, and then all the receipts, all the dates, bring all that into it because I don't think this person should have their license.
Yeah.
And for OP too, like no matter what's gonna happen, you're gonna come off as the bitter ex regardless. But you do have the power and the opportunity to save others from happening to them in the future.
Or you just have your friends fucking do it.
Or
That
that
too.
too.
Hey,
That too, yeah.
I know that my friend was dating that guy and they went to see that therapist around that time.
They might actually need the person to come forward to actually
Okay.
revoke the license. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, who cares if you come off as a bitter ex? I think this is a betterment for people in her, going to
Community.
her for therapy.
Mhm.
She's clearly not a good therapist, I would imagine. Reddit deemed not the asshole. And a commenter said, curious, whose idea was it to go for therapy and who picked the therapist?
Definitely the husband.
OP responded, him and him.
Mm.
Oh.
Another commenter said, this might be worth looking into, especially if you paid for the sessions. OP responded, he paid, did the scheduling, everything. I never even signed a consent form. I just went with him. To which a commenter responded to that, there are red flags flying up all over the place. This therapist practice. You didn't even sign a form and she was seeing you as a client? That's not normal at all.
Is she even a real therapist at this point?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. I mean, that's even more evidence to give to whoever.
Yeah. Because I think going to any practice, like,
You need an intake form no
you need
matter
to
where
fill
you
out
go.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to do it for goddamn escape rooms. You definitely got to do it for
I found out
therapists.
today you got to do it for a PO box. I tried to do that finally. They said no.
I gave Sean shit. I was
That's
like,
not why.
my
That's
guy, it's
not
been 6
why.
months.
It's been longer.
Oh, well, I'll try to give you benefit of that.
Maybe in 6 more, we'll have a PO box.
Yeah.
Look out for it.
Look out.
If John takes credit, I'm gonna wait another year.
Shut up, John.
I have no hope. It's okay.
There it is. That's what I want.
Low expectations.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So on to the update. I realize that as the ex, it is pretty much impossible for me to not seem like I'm jealous, petty, bitter, whatever you want to say.
Yep.
However, it's also impossible to have sat in those sessions and then see your therapist and ex get married and have zero feelings about it, regardless of having moved on. Please give me a break. I'm human. So clearly there was comments not in support, I guess. But anyway, one of my friends has basically taken it upon herself to investigate this therapist. I swear she should be in the FBI. LOL. She found out this is her third last name this woman has practiced therapy with. Under the first last name in 2014, she was charged with a DUI with property damage. She also comes up on health grades with 5 one-star reviews and overall 3-star rating. Essentially, what this new information does for me is confirm that she is a shitty human being with shitty morals for quite some time. There's no way this is the first time she has caused undue harm to a client. Therefore, I can say with certainty, I am reporting.
Hell yeah.
Now, OP deleted their account.
Hopefully that's good signs of the legal battle taking
Fingers
place.
crossed. Yeah. A commenter said, not the asshole. Ordinarily, I'd suggest this is pretty petty, happens in relationships that go south, blah, blah, blah. However, in this instance, there's a very good chance that someone that you went to for counseling took advantage of your vulnerabilities and used them to manipulate you for her own gain. So I'd say go for it and report that shit high and wide. That said, you know what kind of guy your ex is. Now she's stuck with him. So at least there's some justice in that. To which OP responds, thank you. Yes, like I said, if he married anyone else, I literally wouldn't care. Very happy to not be with him. My concern is her professional conduct. At the time, it was very rough for me to watch them flirt in those sessions and team up against me. Now I see that they are perfect for each other, but she should not be a therapist.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then a little background on their relationship. So this other commenter said, what does he have that's so special? I mean, for her to even be interested to risk that her career.
Money.
Which OP responds, that's a great question. All I know is that he pursued me with passion when I was 22, offering all the safety and security I craved at the time. He was going through a divorce, and I naively believed all the shit he fed me. He made me feel like I was an angel sent from the heavens to rescue him, but then I couldn't keep up with his unrealistic standards as I faced struggles that many early 20-something-year-olds deal with. This holier-than-thou attitude chipped away at my self-esteem. On more than one occasion, he told me that no man will ever love me again or want to put up with me. Then when we went to therapy, this woman confirmed that I was indeed a piece of shit. I never felt so low. He was a master psychological manipulator. So,
Seems like both of them are.
yeah,
Match
sounds like
made in hell.
yeah, sounds like you dodged a bullet, OP, and I'm glad you're out of that shitty relationship. And I mean, I know we'll never see the update for you reporting it, but I hope that person lost their license.
Don't listen to Reddit. You're not being petty. You're doing the right thing.
Absolutely. All right. Moving on to this one. Posted by Stunning Narwhal 4095. Title is, am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend I wouldn't pretend to be Japanese to impress his old high school friends?
Well, no, you shouldn't disguise yourself as another culture if you have nothing to do with it just to appease someone.
Yeah, I feel like this is an obvious not the asshole.
Yeah.
It is a weird title, though.
It is a weird title.
That's 90% of the reason I chose.
That's the
I chose it.
theme today.
That's the theme this week.
Weird titles.
All right. So I, 23 female, am a Chinese woman living in America. My boyfriend, 23 male, is American and white.
Oh, this motherfucker thinks all Asians are the same.
It's weirder than that.
Mm.
I'm somewhat aware of a weird thing for Asian women some white American guys have.
I believe it's called yellow fever.
Jesus.
Sure is.
But most of my boyfriend's exes are African American, so I thought I was in the clear. He's going to attend an event that includes many of friends from high school. He told me he wants his friends to think I'm Japanese. He said I don't have to outright say it. I can just do something subtle to give them that impression. Which is
I sure love sushi.
Are you guys into anime?
Oh,
One person who will be there is an ex, 24 female of his. She's African American, and he promises that his ex has nothing to do with him wanting to think I'm Japanese. He said it's for his male friends. Even though it's people he rarely sees, so this may be just a one-time thing, I told him I wouldn't pretend to be Japanese unless it's required. I will just avoid telling people I'm Chinese.
required. In what world would it ever be required? I think the required was a crazy add-on, but yeah, I agree with
You
that.
didn't need to add that.
Yeah, you could just say, I won't be doing that.
Yeah. I feel people put too much stock into where people are born, and I want people to get to know me for me. My boyfriend still wants to go with me, but now he seems like he's dreading it. So am I the asshole?
No, and I think this. First of all, there's still like ongoing beef with like Japan and China just because of like what history, well, what happened to them historically together.
Yeah, Japan did some pretty fucked up things.
Yeah, for sure. And this is another thing that bothers me. It's the fetishization of Asian women in general by Western dudes. And it's still this whole outlook that a lot of, East Asian women or Southeast Asian women are, because like they're dainty and they're submissive. Therefore, I want to show them off as kind of like my trophy here. That trope bothers me so goddamn much because they stop looking at them as like they stop
Human
looking at them like
beings.
as human beings, right?
Yeah.
It's just like I got an Asian girl, she's submissive to me type of shit. Like, bro, you got to look at their accomplishments more than anything, man. Like
Yeah.
that bothers me so much.
Yeah. A part of me also wonders, like, does he have extremely racist friends? 'Cause
It
I
sure
know,
sounds like it.
Probably.
like I feel like MAGA people are like even more so than hating like all Asians in general. They really have a hard on for hating Chinese people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like he should be upfront on why he wants this so bad because he hasn't given any reason besides like, oh yeah, I want them to think you're Japanese. Okay, why?
My male friends.
I don't know. For my guy friends, I think it'll be rad.
Yeah, it's super weird.
Why are you dating this guy still? I feel like this is a breakup offense.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because imagine if someone was just like, this is like if you were dating like any of his exes, if he told his exes like, hey, could you just act black? What?
Yeah.
What are you talking? You don't have to say you're black, but just like do some black shit. What?
Yeah.
No, that's extremely offensive. So it's the same shit if you're like, yeah, just
It's even weirder. It's as asking them to pretend to be a different nationality. It's
Well, I
like,
guess,
why?
Yeah.
It'd be like, I guess it'd be like someone from, I don't know, fucking Uganda. And it's like, pretend to be Nigerian.
Yeah.
Like, why? Who
What?
cares?
They
What the
have
fuck?
different customs,
Yeah.
different beliefs, different
Yeah.
way of
Completely different.
different experiences. It's just how do you want me to just all of a sudden mask myself and become a character? It's a
But-
whole different. It's a whole. Oh, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna go off that. It's like, but it none of that should matter. Like nationality, sure, it can be a talking point, but it's just like that doesn't define who you are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
No, for sure.
like I'm Canadian, but and sure, there's definitely cultural things that I do that are Canadian, but I like to
Vaguely.
think I am more than just a Canadian white guy. You know what I mean? And so it's just like it's weird to ask your partner to be put in a box.
Mhm.
That's, I mean, not even her box. It's weird. It's weird.
It's- yeah.
Reddit deemed not the asshole. And commenter said, not the asshole. Boyfriend and his friends have a weird ass fetish.
Mhm.
To which
Yeah.
OP responded and said, maybe I'm naive. I definitely don't think I understand how kinks and fetishes work. I was hoping most of his exes are African American. That would mean he doesn't have a weird obsession for Asian women. Also, how many people who were his friends because they were in the same grade end up with the same fetish? Is it a social contagion? I'm not defending him. I just want to know how this works. To which another commenter said, he knows that his friends do and he wants to seem cooler because he'll have something they see as desirable because he's objectifying you. He cares more about the opinions of others than how you feel. Do with that as you will, OP.
I think OP's boyfriend is a freaking passport, bro.
Well, or his friends are, and he wants to impress them.
Either
he's
way,
a piece of
break
shit.
up.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So it's just gross to see your partner as an object instead of being like, oh, I'm excited for you to meet my friends and for them to get to know you as a person, who you are. Not, I want you to lie to my friends about your nationality. What
Just
a fucking
crazy
insane
word.
thing to ask of someone.
Jesus Christ.
All right, boys. 2 more? We got 2 more in us?
Yeah.
What do you think? And then we'll hit the
Go with
Patreon.
whatever. Let's do it.
All right. This one is cross-posted by Strawberry Bunny.
Who's
Sean.
that, Sean?
Sean's goat.
Who?
Title is, Am I the asshole for not eating cake at my girlfriend's birthday?
No, if you don't like the cake or you're allergic to the cake, you don't have to eat it.
Or if you just don't want cake.
Yeah.
If you're allergic to it, you should just get over it, right, Sean?
No, that's only peanut. There are serious allergies.
Other allergies are real
What
now.
if it's like a
Yeah.
peanut butter cake?
All I'm saying is, let's not. Allergies are not a joke. Peanut allergies are
The
fake.
heel turn is crazy.
No. Yeah.
No, he's still there.
Oh,
He said
okay,
peanut
okay.
allergies.
I mean, people are allergic to grass. That's crazy. You got to be careful. People are allergic to animals. I get it. That's dangerous. You can't be
Pollen?
around dander, pollen. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Peanuts are fake. Just eat fucking peanut butter. Take a spoonful right now. Fucking put it down the gullet, and then
There it
continue
is.
listening. Don't do that. Please don't die. It was a joke.
We need like a ticker at the bottom. Please don't take Sean's advice.
Yeah, fuck all the audio listeners only. I guess they just die.
All right. So me, 26 male, and my girlfriend, 25 female, we're making her cake for her birthday party tomorrow. And I said, that's too much sugar. It's disgusting. I can't eat that. I was even disgusted to touch it. She almost cried, telling me that's not nice. And her sister was in front and said the same as well. For context, she knows I work out and I don't eat sugar. And
I had
processed-
a feeling. I had a feeling this was a gym, bro. Just looking at sugar, being like, disgusting.
Disgusting.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can definitely have your own, but to be like, that's disgusting.
To say it
Shouldn't eat
out
that.
loud is, I think, crazy.
That's another thing. Yeah.
For context, she knows I work out and don't eat sugar and avoid processed foods and carbs, apart from sometimes fruits and honey in general. Well, she eats everything. I had told her I would eat a small slice for her, but after seeing the amount of sugar she put in, I would rather eat the sole of my shoe than that. And it's not about the calories, but the whole idea of putting that food in my mouth disgusts me. I guess she should have made a cake I could eat with fruit and honey and almond flour.
Is it your
for
birthday?
example.
Is it your birthday, you stupid fucking bitch?
So that was the post, and then there's the edit. I'll get into that before we get to our
Okay.
what I imagine is the outcome we all have. So edit. I'm never critical of my girlfriend eating unhealthy. I even usually get her a dessert, and she has one almost every day. I will occasionally, when I feel she needs it, to encourage her to eat healthier, but not with a negative attitude like happened here. And I apologized and thanks for pointing it out, and I hope you do better than me in similar situations. I definitely won't repeat this again. About the comments telling me I have orthorexia, I think you are right, although it doesn't sound bad to me. I'm just different. Recently, I made some changes to my diet. I primarily eat raw animal organs like brains, liver, heart, eyes, etc. Now even cooked meat somehow disgusts me and upsets and bloats my stomach. When I eat it, it tastes tasteless. So I can say very few foods feel nice when I eat them, and raw organs are one of those. So am I the asshole?
Is this fucking Liver King or whatever that guy's name is?
He did comment to somebody who said that. He's just like, I've been eating way before Liver King. It's just like,
Jesus.
okay,
Look,
dude.
I will say this though, like if you have a specific diet and you know you're proud about like going to the gym, you have your own ways of doing that, fine. That's
Sure.
completely okay.
Yeah.
How you're so smug about it and the way you kind of look down on people who, you know, who just wants to enjoy that sweet treat for their birthday. I mean, it's a fucking birthday, right? Like who doesn't eat like shit on their birthday? That's the part that pissed me off about you. And I think like you're trying to demean your girlfriend in her special day.
Or
Like I said,
expecting her to make you a special, a special cake on her birthday. It's like, why don't you just do that?
if you were just a slight bit of grown up and you should have just explained to your girlfriend, like, hey, babe, you do know that like I'm in this health kick, like this is kind of my diet. Is it okay if I don't partake? That probably would have saved this whole post of whatever the fuck you just posted. Be an adult, have that conversation, set that boundary with her and say like, hey, this is not my thing. I hope this is nothing to offend you. It's just not my thing.
Yeah. Looks
Could've left it at
delicious.
that.
Looks delicious.
Yeah.
Not my thing. I hope you enjoy it. I'll, eat my fruit and honey or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah.
that would have been fine. That would have been absolutely okay.
I'm never, we're not allowed to diagnose anybody. And I don't even know what that word is he said, but he has that for sure. He has whatever that is.
I don't know what
I
it
don't
is,
know
but
what it is,
he
but
has
I don't
that.
know what the fuck that is, but that guy got it. No, I think first off, you shouldn't have even fucking said, "Oh yeah, I'll have a slice for your birthday," because your bitch ass knew you weren't going to eat. And then if you really did have genuine intentions of eating a slice for her on her birthday, either one, just fucking, you're fine to take one fucking slice of cake. Just get a super skinny one. I don't care about what your diet is. Or two, just be like, hey, I helped make the cake. There was a lot of sugar. I'm going to, buy my own slice of almond flour fuck cake or whatever the fuck you called it. and eat that instead.
Fuck cake.
So it's just, there were so many options besides just outwardly souring the mood of the whole room. And again, I don't know what that disease is. You should check that up. I think you have it.
Yeah, so it's an obsession with eating healthy foods to an excessive degree, basically. Which, I mean, eating healthy is not a bad thing.
No, I think
that's not the issue.
When you add excess to anything, it's not good.
Yes.
So,
because you can take any eating disorder in any direction, and it's bad for you.
Yeah.
And that's something you need to work on yourself, maybe, or get therapy for that.
Yeah, therapy I think would help.
Yeah.
Also, stop watching whatever it is that you're watching, Liver King or whatever else.
No, he's been eating liver before Liver King. Okay,
way
Sean?
before Liver King.
How dare you suggest
I heard him say that, and I also think he's a liar. Just like he's a liar when he said he'd eat a slice of cake.
Yeah.
Isn't that dude like 20-something years old, but he looks like he's 90.
Also,
no, he's definitely in his 40s.
He came out and he said he eats cooked food all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't be following. I just know, like, I just seen a bunch of shit on TikTok. I'm like, I'm older than you?
The very first thing I ever saw of him was the
he's
news
47.
outlets.
Oh, he's 47. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Was the news that he was been lying the whole time? Which I'm like, I looked at him, I'm like, are we surprised? He looks insane.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with eating healthy. It's just this OP is taken to a degree, and it sounds like putting down his partner for eating what she wants to eat.
Yeah,
and that's also not healthy
on her birthday of all days.
On her birthday, which is crazy. So
and you're looking like an ass in front of her family too by degrading the cake while it's being made. I don't know.
Yeah, because your partner is making it, so it's just like why is
she making her own cake? You should.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't be in charge of it because we know the type of cake you would bake.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it'll be made out of the sole of his shoe.
Brains.
All right, last one here before we hit the Patreon. This one is posted by Sarah Toon. I'm not going to try and pronounce that one. Title for this one: Am I the asshole for telling a guy to shut up during a job interview?
No.
Are you interviewing the guy and you're asking questions and you tell him to shut up? How are you going to get the answers?
What's your weakest?
How do you handle stressful? Shut up!
He starts to answer. Shut the fuck up.
You fucking bust a rock. How do you feel? It doesn't matter how you feel.
All right. So I was interviewing this guy for a very good software engineering position. He passed the first round, and both I and everyone involved in the second round really liked his resume and experience. On paper, he had everything we were looking for. And honestly, this looked like a life-changing opportunity for him. Then he shows up, very serious and not smiling at all. I'm used to that in tech interviews, and I can understand that it can be an intimidating environment. We did a round of introductions, and then he opened up the interview by saying, "Let me tell you a bit about myself." We said, "Okay, go for it." He started talking about his personal and professional background. After about 3 minutes, I jumped in to ask a follow-up question based on something he mentioned. He replied, "I will answer, just give me a moment," and then continued talking. A coworker jumped in with another question, and he said the same thing to her. At this point, we were kind of just looking at each other, but decided to let him continue and give him the benefit of the doubt. But after more than 5 minutes, I jumped in again with another question. I had to talk over him to do it. He finally paused and answered, but in a long-winded way that ended up veering into another topic. My coworker asked another question, and the same thing happened. At this point, I was ready to end the interview. I tried politely to wrap it up several times, but he was unable to read the room and just kept talking. I finally raised my voice slightly and said something like, "Thank you very much for sharing your background. In the interest of time, I'd like to ask if you have any questions for us. This is standard protocol and helps us prepare answers for the future interviews." He asked a question about the team. As I was answering, he raised his finger and interrupted to talk more about his background. I let it go. Then he asked another question, which my coworker started to answer, but again he spoke over her to talk about himself. I tried once more to interrupt politely, but he kept talking. At that point, I was done. I said, "John, you really have to shut up and listen."
Damn.
Tough.
He was surprised, as was my coworker, but he finally stopped talking. So I continued. I said, "You walked into this room with 99% chance of getting the job. Now that chance is 0. The only reason is because in less than 15 minutes, you've demonstrated that you don't have the capacity to listen at all. So I'm telling you now, you're not getting the job. But if you take anything away from this interview, let it be this. No matter how good you are technically, if you can't listen, you'll never excel in this career. He apologized and asked, can we start again? I replied, you had your chance. Best of luck in your future interviews. Make sure you listen. Looking back, I know I could have handled that differently, but I still feel bad for the guy. So am I the asshole?
Oh, I'm going to sound like I'm fucking a corporate sympathizer here.
I
but
mean,
I'm
this
gonna
is
go with-
another justifiable, I think.
Yeah, but it's like you're a professional in this setting, right? Like you're hired to screen out candidates. You should know sometimes how to filter out specific words. And telling a candidate to shut up is not a good candidate experience, no matter how bad they are. I ain't gonna lie. There are some candidates where I have interviewed in person and they were just dreadful. My trick that always worked, I always brought like a paper cup half full. So if they're going over and just like won't shut up, I'll accidentally knock it over and then just be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then they'll get off track. I'm like, oh, just to wrap up the interview, this is the last question. So that way they know, bam, they only have this one last question left and usually shorten it. And I don't have to worry about it.
So is the table just wet the whole time during that last
No,
question?
because it's only half full.
Yeah.
So I only
So it's
fill
only
it up a
half
little
wet.
bit. So it's only half wet. So I don't have to clean up a lot afterwards.
I think it's still wet.
I don't think
not
you understand, Sean.
crazy.
Half wet.
I don't know.
Half wet.
I think you're either wet or not wet. I don't think you're.
What are you?
But yeah.
What's your? Well, yeah. So that was your strategy. So you're saying
I'm saying asshole because no
Okay.
matter what, telling someone to shut up during an interview is not a good look because you're not just representing yourself as an individual. They're not going to remember you as an individual per se. They're going to remember the whole company. And that's going to be a bad light moving forward. Because you're technically, especially like people in talent acquisition, they're like the screeners and they're the ones that are going to be remembered how they get into the company and like the first impression of them. So I just think they should have handled this a little bit better. And I think there's other words that you can say than, hey, shut up and listen.
okay. And Sean, you were saying justified.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a justifiable asshole. I think for sure an asshole. Like it's your job to kind of like screen and then like afterwards you could tell them like, hey, that didn't go well because of this. I don't think you bring animosity into the interview. That doesn't make, because like what John said, you are technically the professional in the situation. The other person's just trying to get a job and put their best foot forward, regardless of how terrible they're doing. And you are representing the company for better or worse. Because then he's just going to be like, if anybody else asks him like, oh yeah, what do you think about that place? He'd be like, I don't know how the work culture is there. Because they verbatim told me to shut the fuck up. But again, I will say this guy was mighty annoying, interrupting, like, I mean, just an awful interview, talking about yourself for 10 to 15 minutes and then like interrupting their questions, interrupting their answers,
Ignoring
ignoring their questions is just how it's just like all the wrong stuff. But again, maybe he was nervous. He just felt like he needed to fill up space. But also maybe he's just a fucking self-centered asshole. You know, we don't know based off this. But
It's hard to tell. Yeah.
it's hard to tell. It's I mean, interviews, I fucking hate them. So like I get having anxiety and maybe he just fucking blacked out and just had to fucking just, that's what he thought would work the best.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me. I used to interview software engineers, and it's usually hard to get a conversation going with them. It's the sales executive that be like, all right, shut the fuck up.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's like they will not stop talking about themselves.
I will say, does it soften you a little bit that OP actually gave them genuine feedback of
yes,
like
that is a valid feedback in the end. Like if you sat them down and be like, hey, based on an interview we had, unfortunately, when I was trying to ask you a question, like you just did not demonstrate the ability to have concise answers. Like you didn't paint the story well. And I feel like this is going to be a good feedback for you if you end up going to another position or interviewing for another role with the company. So you still need to leave that door open that the experience is great. You just don't tell someone verbatim to shut up and listen.
right. You do it a little bit more professionally.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
There's tact involved.
And you imagine someone in this position would have strategies to implement
Absolutely.
to end the
Absolutely.
conversation. So
Yeah.
okay, that's fair. I think that's a fair take from someone who used to do that job. So that's good feedback. Reddit did not have that consensus.
for
They
sure.
said
That's
not the
fair.
asshole at all.
That is fair. That is completely fair.
Elm Wiz said not the asshole. Honestly, he needs to hear from someone in a position of hiring authority. Sure, his ego may be bruised, but that likely needed to happen. And Billy J. Jersey said, you actually gave him more feedback than many people would have, not the asshole. So I will say, I think people are glazing over the fact that, this guy might not be a bad guy, just shitty at interviews.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, OP having worked, and this is not something I thought of when I read this story, is like, you are in this position for a reason. You should have strategies to curtail conversations and still be able to stop the interview and give those feedbacks without saying outright shut up. There's other ways around it, and that is true. So
I think a lot of, and sorry, I'm just getting really passionate about this, but there's a lot of things that I feel like a lot of talent acquisition, like people working in talent acquisition, is lacking nowadays, is because, and I understand completely that there is quota need to be made. There's a lot of talk or interviewing that needs to be done. I think the best position, because everyone in talent acquisition has been in that seat too, because they have been interviewed in the past. I think the best strategy to have a good experience for you as an interviewer, as an interviewee. For me, my one of my personal things that I like doing is I like disarming the person immediately when we first have that conversation. So I set the tone and just be like, hey, I want you to be yourself, but I want you to know, we have this X amount of time, kind of give them a little bit of an outline, kind of how the interview process is going to go. So that way they're a little bit more at ease. Because a lot of these times, especially in today's market, it's a high stakes thing for the both of you. Because as an interviewer, you're getting pressure from the managers, like, why isn't this fucking requisition filled yet? What's going on? But also as a talent, it's just like, man, is this something that I want to sign myself away for the foreseeable future type of shit? So there needs to be more human aspect in HR. That's what I'm saying. It's I feel like that's what's a lot of lacking nowadays.
You need to put the human in human resources.
Wow.
Wow.
You know what? I say that all the time during my job interviews. Hook, line, and sinker, baby. That's how I get them all the time.
So I could apply and get hired.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice. I know all the tricks now.
I got more, baby.
Half wet desks. That's what you
fucking
need.
Spill it. Just be like, shit, I got to clean this up. One last question. Wrap it up. GG's.
Spill it on them.
Mm-hmm. Spill the beans.
And then when they complain, be like, you're only half wet. Get over it.
You're not full wet.
You don't understand what full wet is.
And you never will unless you shut the fuck up, John. Whoa.
I don't want to.
My name is Shane.
There's flashbacks to working with John. All right, Wikimaniacs, that is it for this episode. What did you think of these wild titles and stories? Let us know down in the comments below. If you like what we do, click subscribe to wherever you're listening or watching. We appreciate that. You can also share with a friend, family member, whoever you thinks would enjoy this. Help spread the show, which we appreciate. If you want extra content and day early episodes, also ad free, go to patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network or click join on our YouTube channel. There you can get extra 2 stories today, as well as 1 on Mondays, and then bonus content throughout the week. Go check that out. Boys, is there anything else you want to shout out before we close out the episode today?
Reddit on wikishop.com.
Get your In a Video Game merch today, designed by our GOAT, Midscore. Yeah, go check that out. Half the profits are going to a good cause. So get your swag and feel good about doing it.
Hell yeah.
With that, boys, thank you for coming on and giving your takes. Thank you, Wikimaniacs, for this amazing episode. Also, your takes in the comments. We appreciate that. And we'll see you on Monday.
Later.
Later.